are back with another figure announcement. That's right, more toys are on the horizon. Today, while I was at work, NECA has announced that they are doing a new Shin Godzilla figure. This was obviously 150% predictable. Pretty much everyone on Earth was talking about how NECA would do this, but NECA doesn't fail to disappoint. Revealed today was the NECA Atomic Glow Awakening Purple Godzilla. There hasn't really been an official name, or at least as far as I've read, there hasn't been a name for it yet. I'm guessing it'll be like Atomic Glow, Atomic Burning, kind of like what the GMK was. I don't know. Basically, yeah, it's the same sculpt except for the head, and it's, well, purple, and it comes with 2 beam effects. I mean, where can you go wrong? This thing's amazing. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. Look at it! I'm honestly a big fan of NECA, even though I talk crap about pretty much every company to my friends. I do like what NECA does. I appreciate what they do. I'm glad they exist. You know, it's great to be living in a time where new Godzilla content and figures and movies can be released after the pretty much, 10-year hiatus that Godzilla went on. So it's pretty incredible, you know, to be going able to a local comic store, to a local, or used to go to a local Toys R Us, and, you know, pick up a NECA Godzilla figure. And the Shin Godzilla that they recently did, I feel like doesn't get enough attention. A lot of people said it was, well, I don't know how to say this, shit. But I think they did a really, really good job. The painting's great. I think the detail is pretty impressive for NECA. The tail's not long enough, but a decent length. And when you actually put the head sculpt, you know, pose it correctly, it legitimately looks like a Shin Godzilla figure. Unlike the promotional photos and photos of some people where they have it sticking out like this. It's like a chicken. No, when you actually have it pointing down, it's a damn good representation of Shin Godzilla, and that's why, honestly, I haven't gotten any of the Bandai Shin Godzillas yet, which I will be making up for at G-Fest, but because for a while I was satisfied with this. It's great. I love it. This new sculpt is pretty good. The new head sculpt, it's got the open hinged jaw with, you know, purple highlights all over, and I think it looks pretty great. Now, promotional photos on everything look better than what it does when you get it in hand, but NECA's been pretty spot on with their promotional photos compared to the actual figure. It's nothing too dramatic like how Monster Arts does things. Another thing I'd like to point out is the fact that these do not require stands. Yeah, with the GMK Godzilla, you didn't need a stand, and with this one, you don't need a stand for the beam effects. It's something that I feel like Monster Arts should be taking a hint from. The Ultra Act Kaiju didn't need stands. They had interchangeable parts. So why does the Monster Arts need stands? I think the stands are stupid dumb. Some of them are cool, like the Mechagodzilla 2 one, how it's like a foresty field kind of display, or the Space Godzilla one that has the crystals. Those are neat, but then some of them are just literally flat pieces of plastic, and most of the time they just fall over anyways, so what's the point? I feel like they look a lot better when they're either interchangeable joints, or if you can just pop it right on like the NECA ones do. My Atomic Blast GMK over here hasn't slouched, hasn't moved, hasn't fallen out ever since I put it in, hasn't even bent. It still looks exactly the way it did when I put it on. Now, that figure could have been a little better. He could have been more hunched up instead of the blast going straight to the floor. But with this new Shin Godzilla, it looks like they fixed that. I also hope they do fix the joints. My main issue with NECA are the joints being incredibly loose. And that's also another thing I judged Monster Arts for in the past, was their loose joints. Because what's the point of having an articulated figure if you can't even pose it? That's just... But an easy fix for you people that are interested in getting this figure or any other articulated figure, go to your local Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart or literally any store and get a jug of polyurethane. It's cheap. Get a paintbrush, pop the tail off or the whatever off, and paint a thin coat above it. Or you could literally just use clear nail polish. It's that simple. Paint a thin layer over it so it makes the joint a little bit bigger. Pop them back together, and bam, it's tight as can be. I didn't do it on one joint for this Shin Godzilla, but the joints I did do it on, it stands up perfectly. Mine does not slouch. It took me maybe 2 minutes absolute tops if I was taking my sweet time. Yeah, this pretty much wraps it up. You know, one figure was announced, so, like, whatever. I just wanted to talk about it because I think it's cool. And I've seen way too many people complain about it. And 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 complain about it! Now, I'm not saying that you can't complain. I believe that your opinion, you are entitled to your opinion. Your opinion is yours. And I would love to hear people's opinions. I like criticism. I like hearing different points of view. I don't want a figure to come out and everyone universally love it because you get the same perspective from everyone. I enjoy having an opinion. But it seems like nowadays with every single thing being released, there's complaints and more and more and more and more and more of them. And it drives me insane. I don't know if it's just because of me or what. But it doesn't matter what it is. A new movie, a new figure. I don't know, but it's never good. Nothing is good anymore. To people, not to me. I love it. Even if, let's say a lot of people were talking about City on the Edge of Battle and how it's bad. We have yet to see it, so I don't know if it's bad or not. Even if it's necessarily bad, at least we're getting Godzilla content. I mean, it could be a lot worse. The whole hobby could be dead and Godzilla could never come back ever again. Like there was a user on Facebook whose name I will not mention. I was reading the comments on his comment thread. There was like 100 something comments. So I was just scrolling through after I found out about the new N.E.C.A figure. And this gentleman said it was a typical N.E.C.A move to repaint something and ship it out. That might be the dumbest statement I've ever heard in my life. N.E.C.A has only done 2 repaints that I know of the Godzilla line. There was the 8-bit NES Godzilla, which was a repaint and a new resculpt. Then there was the Atomic Blast, glow-in-the-dark, what you want to call it, Burning Godzilla, which was also technically kind of like a resculpt because the vinyl was different. It wasn't even paint. And it glowed in the dark. So I don't see how that's any different than what Bandai's ever done with their exclusives. Or, I don't know, maybe what Monster Arts has been doing for the past, 5 years with their figures? Just repaint after repaint after repaint after repaint. I feel like NECA's the one company that doesn't do it that often. And Monster Arts did the same exact thing. So, I don't see why this is another thing to complain about. Sure, everyone would love to see a Showa Godzilla or any other Godzilla from NECA, but Toho's been super petty and super picky about it and won't let them do pretty much anything, so this is the best you're getting for right now. So just, I don't know, shut up and enjoy it. A lot of people are going to hate me for this video.